Hey, what's up everyone? John here from TestPrepInsight.com, and today I'm going to be running down our list of the best SAT tutors. And to be clear, I'm not talking about individuals like Dana Smith from Kalamazoo, but online SAT tutoring companies based on our experience. We've used and reviewed a bunch of different tutoring services at this point, and today I'm going to give you the top 4 based on the critical factors that we look at, such as price per hour, quality of the instructors, score guarantees, and a very underrated aspect, whether any courses or study materials come bundled with the tutoring. And by the way, since I'll just be covering the high points today, if you find you need more detail at any point during this video, we also have a full written guide over on our website that has way more information. The quickest way to find that is probably just to Google Test Prep Insight Best SAT Tutors. That's the quickest way to get there. Okay, so since I don't like those videos that count down to number 1, let's get straight to our pick for the best overall SAT tutoring program. And for us, that's Kaplan. And they get the number 1 spot on our list for 2 simple reasons. Number 1, their tutors are absolutely top notch. And 2, they include a ton of resources and study materials with their tutoring packages, which again, like I just mentioned, is a very underrated factor. So let me actually run down what you get with one of their tutoring packages. 8 full-length practice tests, 4 hard copy prep books, access to practice questions in their QBank, hours of on-demand video lessons, 18 hours of live SAT classes, and a bunch more. Basically, it's a lot of prep material and you really feel like you're getting your money's worth. Kaplan just piles on the content with their tutoring, and this makes it feel like one of the most immersive prep experiences on the market. Plus, more importantly, we thought Kaplan's tutors were awesome. From a knowledge standpoint, they were some of the sharpest tutors we've seen. They had a really solid grasp of SAT content and strategy, and it's just clear that they have tons of experience. Plus, it seems like Kaplan does a pretty good job of vetting their instructors for interpersonal skills, which is also another very important factor. Now, in terms of pricing, Kaplan's SAT tutoring packages start at around $2,000 for their package with 10 included hours and go up to about $4,500 for their package with 40 hours of private tutoring. That sounds expensive, but it sort of places them in the middle of the pack among all these online SAT tutoring companies, and it's especially not too bad when you factor in the level of resources they include, like live online classes and QBank access. Their SAT course on its own is close to $1,000, so that helps mitigate the cost. Plus, one thing I would just mention is that Kaplan is pretty aggressive with their sales and special promos, so do make sure to look for coupons if there's a sale on before buying. With Kaplan, you can almost always find their courses and tutoring bundles on sale for at least 15% off, so make sure to check for that. In fact, we track all these sales, and I'll do my best to keep the description below updated with the most current discounts and promo codes that we can find floating around out there, so make sure to check out that text below the video screen and maybe save yourself some money. Okay, so next up on our list is PrepScholar, and they're sort of our value pick among these SAT tutoring services. They've got great tutors, they include their prep course in the package, and they've got a great price point. And if your immediate thought is, then why aren't they just number 1? Just know that there are some differences here between them and Kaplan. For one, PrepScholar doesn't include nearly the level of resources in their package as Kaplan does. For example, you don't get live online classes with PrepScholar like you get with Kaplan, you only get their on-demand course. And 2, the Kaplan tutors did seem to be a notch better. But those differences aside, the PrepScholar tutoring package on its own is solid. You get access to their self-paced online prep course, their tutors are very good at teasing out score gains, and again, it's an affordable price point. The PrepScholar Complete plus tutoring bundle is just $1,000 compared to Kaplan's $2,000, and it's also cheaper on an hourly basis if you want to add additional hours to your package. Bottom line, we don't give PrepScholar's tutors or prep courses high of a grade as Kaplan, but they're very good in their own right and they're priced out very reasonably. That's why they're our value pick. And by the way, like Kaplan, PrepScholar is also pretty good about running sales, so make sure to check below for coupon codes. I frequently see discounts on their tutoring bundles. Alright, so number 3 on our list is Princeton Review, and they primarily make our list for their in-person tutoring services. I know the focus of this video is online tutoring programs, but if you happen to land on this video looking for a tutor that you could meet up with in person, that would be Princeton Review. Their tutors are located all over the place, and if you live in a major city, you should be able to get paired with a Princeton Review tutor. Obviously, if you live in rural Nebraska or Maine, it's probably not going to work, but Princeton Review does a pretty good job of spreading their tutors out around the US, and they've got most metropolitan areas covered. And for their tutoring itself, it's very good. I still think Kaplan has the better tutors on a one-for-one basis, but Princeton Review's tutors are still very effective in their own right, and they have to go through a very tough vetting process with the company. And one cool thing about their tutors is that they're trained within the Princeton Review teaching framework, so the message is always consistent between their prep course and tutoring. Now, if there is one big knock on Princeton, it's that their packages are a little on the pricier side. They charge around $175 per hour, and even with volume discounts, it doesn't get a ton cheaper. Again, their prep course is included, which adds a lot of value, and in some cases you can actually save a few $100 on their tutoring packages when they have a sale on. Again, make sure to check out the description below for that. But bottom line, Princeton Review might not be cheap, but they're my recommendation for top shelf in-person SAT tutoring. And finally, there's one last company that I want to talk about, which might be an interesting option. But before I get to that, I do just want to mention that since you're studying for the SAT, we actually give away a free prep course every single month to one lucky person. Super simple to enter. Everyone out there is eligible. I'll put all the details down below in the description on how to get entered, but just know that it takes like 10 seconds, and hey, you never know. You could win a totally free SAT prep course from one of the companies that we're talking about here today. Okay, so the last company that I want to talk about today is a company called Magoosh. And they do things a little differently than the other SAT tutoring services that we've talked about. Rather than offering traditional one-on-one tutoring sessions, Magoosh makes their SAT tutors available via email. How it works is that you take Magoosh's standard self-paced SAT prep course, and whenever you get stuck or you need tips or advice, you simply email one of the company's SAT tutors and they'll get back to you within a few hours. Now, obviously, this isn't anywhere near as good as meeting face-to-face with a tutor, but that's why Magoosh prices its course at just $130. Yes, just $130 for the full package. To put that in perspective, that's less than 1 hour of tutoring with Princeton Review. Plus, with the tutor email support, you obviously also get access to their SAT study materials, including video lessons, practice problems, and 3 full-length practice exams. So bottom line, Magoosh isn't a traditional tutoring program, but I wanted to throw it out there as an alternative for students that maybe don't need a high volume of hours of one-on-one time, but can maybe get away with the more supplementary support tutoring service here and there. At just $130 for the course and email support, it's a very good bargain. Anyway, that about does it for the detail in this video, so let's get to my final thoughts. We've talked about a few different tutoring services at this point, including Magoosh for email support and Princeton Review for in-person tutoring and PrepScholar for value. But of all these different options, if you're just looking for the best online SAT tutoring service for your son or daughter, for us, that's Kaplan. Their tutors are incredibly good. The included prep course that they give you is a fantastic package. In fact, it's actually our #1 rated standalone SAT course. And if you can catch that discount, the pricing is pretty fair. That's why they get our #1 spot. But anyway, that's all I've got for you. I hope this video has been helpful and you learned a little something about all these different SAT online tutoring services. If so, make sure to return the favor by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and drop me a quick comment below. That would be really appreciated. And again, if you want to see that full detailed written guide that I mentioned earlier in this video, just hop on over to our website. Again, that's testprepinsight.com, or check out the other videos on our YouTube channel. We got a bunch of great content out there. But as always, thanks for watching, best of luck, and I'll see you in the next one.